Yeah, thanks for watching this video. I'm here today to address the brewing scandal at the Applegate Christian Fellowship having to do with Ben Courson and the implications it has going forward. I think some of the things that's really important to understand is that this isn't Ben Courson's first cover-up scandal. He's been involved in one involving his former junior high youth pastor and longtime family friend Kelly Rasmussen. Kelly Rasmussen is a convicted child predator who was arrested a number of years ago up in the Portland area for trying to see these 11-year-old kids, and it turned out to be a police sting. Well, he got arrested, and then it was reported in the newspapers in the Portland area and in Southern Oregon that he was a business leader, and his resume was done, but nothing was mentioned at the Applegate. Nobody went to the Applegate Christian Fellowship and asked John Courson, the pastor, or Ben Courson, the pastor then, how many people did Kelly Rasmussen harm? Is he still allowed to be at the church? Do you think he harmed any children here? What did he do here at Applegate? So none of those questions were asked. His resume was done in the local newspaper and in the Portland area, but nothing was mentioned about Applegate Christian Fellowship. He'd been there since the mid-'80s and was the junior high youth pastor for years when I worked there. Well, 6 months goes by and he pleads guilty. And again, the local newspaper, the Medford Mail Tribune, they do the story and do his resume. The Portland area media do some stories on it. But again, there was no mention of the Applegate Christian Fellowship. It was just simply covered up. Well, so as the years have gone by, I found out about it. And now over the years, I've been telling all the Calvary chapels across the country, television stations, radio stations, wherever Ben Courson goes, I've been telling them about this horrible thing that him, his father, his church have done around Kelly Rasmussen and this cover-up, and how many and the children that he's harmed. Does anybody believe that Kelly Rasmussen just thought up it on a Friday night and went up there and got arrested and that was it? Kelly Rasmussen has tons more children that he harmed at Applegate, and Applegate's aware well over than just covering it up. Are they covering it up because they're just like him? Or what is it? But anyway, that's a far more horrible scandal than him having some sort of thing where he's messing around with supposedly these young girls. Maybe they're underage. We don't know yet. But he's yet to give an interview. He just gave some sort of silly excuse about dating mistakes. He was grooming and preying on these women of the church. It's wrong, and everybody knows that. But there's a far more sinister aspect to this, and that's been his cover-up along with his father in Applegate about Kelly Rasmussen. A couple of years ago when he was going through the Las Vegas area to those churches, I contacted Channel 13 in Las Vegas, Chris Way, the news staff there, because I wanted them to tell the folks what was going on, just another stop along my way. Well, they finally did contact him and reach out to him, and all he said was that he'd never heard about Kelly Rasmussen, and he didn't know him. I was just lying because I don't like him. So he's already been lying about Kelly Rasmussen as is, along with the cover-up. So how many people, again, did Kelly Rasmussen harm at Applegate Christian Fellowship? It's been covered up. Why hasn't Channel 5, 10, or 12, or the Mail Tribune gone to there and asked him how many children did he harm? Did he harm anybody at all? How come they haven't reached out to Kelly Rasmussen? How come the congregation hasn't said anything about Kelly Rasmussen? His friends, family, co-workers? Nobody has said one word. Remember this, if Kelly Rasmussen would have actually got that child in the car, he would have harmed her, killed her, and came back again. All that's happened with Kelly Rasmussen, he pled guilty and he went through some probation. How did he get away with a 5,000 to 7,000 person church when he was a junior high youth pastor since the mid-'80s, not have to take any questions about did you harm any children here? So there's a lot more questions to be asked of Ben Courson and Applegate than what was Ben Courson messing around with some women at the church as a senior pastor. We all know that he can't do that. We all know he's wrong there. But he has something more horrible he's been hiding along with the rest of these people. Ben Courson needs to answer all those questions about Kelly Rasmussen. What happened? What happened when he arrested? Was he kicked out of the church? Is he allowed back at the church? What happened? What did you do? What was said? How many? I believe he has multiple children he's harmed at Applegate, and they're just covering that up. And all as John Courson said last Sunday was that he just wasn't mad at anybody that wasn't nice to his son. He thinks it's okay for his son to treat these girls like toilet paper. He didn't even apologize in his sermon. Ben Courson has more questions to ask, and especially about Kelly Rasmussen, and he's been denying he even knows him. So stay tuned. It's going to get worse for Ben Courson and the Applegate Christian Fellowship. Thank you.